If Bitcoin ends the year, let's just say it ends where it is right now, and you look at the last 10 calendar years of macro asset performance, Bitcoin's going to be at the top of that list for 7 out of 10 years. And that doesn't mean that financial advisors and institutional investors are immediately going to adopt it overnight, but you're starting to build this track record where it's just becoming hard to ignore. Like, you're going to have a view on it. If you don't want to allocate 0.5% or 1% to it, you're now going to have a good reason. And you can't just say because it's a tulip bubble. That doesn't work anymore.
When in doubt, zoom out. And with that, Bitcoin Bros, Sean's coming back at you, another cryptocurrency video. That quick clip we just showed you, Bitcoin has been the best performing asset 7 out of the past 10 years. The writing's on the wall. Institutions are lining up, the money's on the sidelines, sovereign wealth, nation states, and such are all waiting to pour money into this asset. What's the next 10 years going to look like? Is it going to be 10 out of 10? You be the judge. Getting straight into it, an update from Milky Bull Crypto. Altcoin market cap is showing similar price action of previous cycles. So what he's looking at here in the charts, this is back in 2017 and to 2020. And you see we come up and peak out. This is the total crypto excluding Bitcoin. So it's the total 2. And we come down and we just hit our head on this once, twice, and then the third time's a charm. We don't really break out, and we have this reversal pattern candle here. This is the bullish cross. After that, what's the next year look like? Up and to the right. Well, look what happened. We came up here. We didn't make it quite back up as high, and we bottomed out. We had one double bottom, another double bottom, and look what happens. Right now, we're at the top of this. And this is this the bullish cross? What's the next 12 months going to look like? Could it get extremely parabolic for altcoins? That could be what's in the cards, and this is right around the corner. So if you're not prepared, we suggest you get prepared sooner rather than later. An update from Stock Money Lizards. There will be some volatility and maybe a peak greater than 50,000 with an ETF approval with sell the news and increased volatility. The normal plan remains unchanged. Just be patient. So what he's looking at is 2016 up into the halving, and we have this first pullback to hit our head on this downtrend from the previous all-time high from the 2012-2013 cycle peak, and that's around that $700 mark. We come up in the pre-halving rally and we hit our head perfectly and then have a retracement before we have that blast off. Well, look what happened right here, current present day, where we're at. This first retracement was around 45 to 48,000. We've just been stair-stepping our way up there. Haven't quite made it there yet, but Bitcoin is putting in green candle after green candle after green candle. Once it gets up here, we might have a brief cool off going to the halving, and then it's going to be off to the races. We hope that your bags are packed once again. From TA Trader Allen, he's calling a Bitcoin price target. Fibonacci extension 4 is the next cycle top. The next cycle top of Bitcoin could reach $700,000. So look at this. Every peak, what he sees from this Fibonacci extension, that shows the next cycle top. Look, it got hit here. This is the 2017 peak. It got hit here. This is the 2021 peak. And it's calling for a $700,000 Bitcoin price. Is this what's coming for the crypto markets? If so, faces are about to melt. Looking at Google Trends, you see that Bitcoin interest is still not even there yet. We are at 19. In the macro level, you can see, looking back, we are still not even getting overbought. Retail hasn't came back. The euphoria is not here yet. Looking at the total 3, altcoin market cap, we've came up and hit our head across this horizontal resistance around that $470,000 range. We zoom into this price action. What do we see? We see we came up and kissed this almost perfectly. Now, if we look back in the charts, you see the last time we hit this horizontal resistance level, right here, we got overbought. We got ahead of ourselves. This is that 13.8K peak of the summer of 2019 for those that were around, and then we had to cool off. And then what happened? We came up and retested it for the second time. So you really can't count this because we should have just traded sideways and made our way back up to it, just how we did here. We came up, kissed it once, traded sideways. So this would be where that same euphoria would happen back in 2019, which we didn't have. So we just traded sideways, came back up and kissed it. So this is similar to this right here. Are we going to have this fall back down to this level? Are we going to see that? Right now, the level we want to pay attention to is that $315 billion range, because if we do have this pullback, we have the 20 moving average, and we don't want to break the trend. Now, why this happened? This is actually the pandemic dump, so there might be more than one reason why this thing take off faster than the previous cycle. This was the pandemic dump. So keep this in mind. After that, we did a V-shaped recovery, and then after the halving, we were off to the races and putting in higher highs and new all-time highs. Bitcoin dominance is putting in an interesting pattern here, and right here we had, if we look here, the previous week just had an inverse hammer close. So what does this mean? Right now we're still green, 53.64% up. Are we going to see higher highs as time progresses? We'll see. But what does this candle pattern mean? It's like a shooting star. The shooting star candlestick pattern is a bearish reversal pattern, also known as an inverted hammer, and occurs at the top of an uptrend. So that's sort of what they have right here. You see we have this uptrend, a similar pattern, but look, the next candle was red and then this fell off. This was a close because it's a stock market, but either way you cut the cloth, we have to wait and see what this next week brings, because right now this is green. This was red, this previous candle, and then Bitcoin had a dump. We had a major dump right here. We came back down and retested and almost kissed the 200 moving average. This is Bitcoin on the 2 hour. So keep this in mind. We were up to roughly the $44,000 range, and we've seen exhaustion here. And right now we had this reset. So is this what was needed before Bitcoin can continue its way to the upside? That could be what's in the cards. Total 3. Looking at this, we haven't had the breakout yet, but it does seem like it's setting up for some type of move sooner rather than later. Now, look at the 20 and the 200 moving average. They are very, very far apart. And right here, we put in a low, we put in a lower low, and a lower high. Now, we put in a higher low right here. So are we going to continue to come back down on this and the RSI starting to stair step its way up? Or are we going to break this next level right here, this 0.45 level? If we have a candle close above that, we can see that this is ready to rip. And this is the total 3. This is the altcoin market cap. So this is what you want to pay attention to. The Bitcoin looks like it could be pulling back a little bit. The Bitcoin dominance is still in an uptrend. The trend's your friend to the end. You want to look at this green line, this green sloping trend line that Bitcoin has been respecting really since way back in December of 22. Bitcoin has just been stair-stepping its way up. Now, if we break this green trend line and then also this total 3 minus USDT over Bitcoin breaks to the upside, this could mean that the alt season is gonna be had. Now, there are some altcoins that have outpaced Bitcoin over the past 2 months. So the alt season could be ramping up, but right now we're still in the first inning. We have to be patient. Once again, patience is key in this market, and we are not out the woods yet. These cycles are rhyming very closely. They're not going to mirror exactly, but right around the corner could be a massive move for the entire market. With that, that's all I have for you today. I'm Sean with the Bitcoin Bros. You guys like this content, go ahead and smash the like button. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and show us some love. We appreciate the support. With that, that's all I have for you today, and I'm out.